because people, they commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Such a dangerous sin that somebody can commit is ishrak billah. And immediately after that major shirk, what Allah mentioned in the Quran is somebody disobedient to his parents or to her parents. Immediately. وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. You worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and don't commit shirk with Allah, and immediately what? And be kind to your parents. Be humble to your parents. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Allah decided, He decreed, we should not worship none except Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then immediately after is what? What thing comes after the worship of Allah? Be kind to your parents. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. If any one of them, you find them at their age of at the age of they are old, so don't say even the word "oof" to them. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. And don't threat them, don't shout at them. Say that beautiful, kindful words to them. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Subhanallah. Such a beautiful expression of Quran. The higher Arabic expression could be in that word. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ. And you lower the wings of your mercy to them. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. And ask Allah, pray for them, supplicate for them, and say the beautiful dua that Allah Himself taught us to say for our parents. O our Lord, irhamhuma, show your mercy towards them, and they did show their mercy towards us. When they showed their mercy towards us, our parents, especially our mother, subhanallah, for more than 9 months holding inside their womb, carrying you, every one of us, whether today you are 60 years old or today you are 6 years old. Every one of us been through in the womb of our mother. She cannot sleep properly at night. She cannot move. Those who are the husband and wife, they realize, they experience this hardship of the mothers. The sacrifice she did, the dedication she did. And during the time of the birth, the pain she went through, subhanAllah, you can't imagine. For a man telling this is not injustice actually. For me as a man to tell the pain our mothers went through is not justice. She needs to tell to us. Our mothers needs to tell us. Yet, that beautiful child, whether he is right now at the age of 6, or you become today 60 years or 40 years old, you behave in a way to your mothers. You behave in a way, you shout to her. You show your body language badly. And you shut the doors in front of her face and his face. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes so angry that brings the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon us. In one of the beautiful hadith which is narrated by Imam Tirmidhi rahmahullah, he said, this hadith is enough for us to realize, my dear brothers and sisters, especially I'm talking to all the children of our parents, whether you are 6 years old or 40 years old, every one of us. Focus to this hadith. Realize, reflect, think what you did with your parents. رضا الله في رضا الوالدين وسخط الله في سخط الوالدين. Allah's happiness, Allah will be happy to you if your parents are happy to you. Allah is angry to you and His wrath will be upon you if your parents is angry to you. What things make your parents happy? By listening to them, saying the good words to them, showing humbleness towards them, respecting them, listening whatever they ask you to do. And then beautifully hugging them and kissing them. This is what lost. Sometimes our children, they feel shy of kissing their own parents out of love and respect. Hugging them. We don't love enough. We don't kiss enough to our parents. We are Muslim. Our religion is giving the utmost emphasis and significance towards our parents immediately after the creator of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yet we behave in a way to our parents to make them painful. Sometimes we don't think that only not listening to them is one kind of disobedience towards them. But you know, my dear brothers and sisters, when you go to the school, you have given the home task by your teacher. You don't fulfill. You don't do your home task. And you go back to school, your teacher become angry to you because you did not do home task. So your teacher gives you detention, send the detention slips, and call your parents. This is the act of disobedience towards your parents. Why? Because that action of you makes your parents unhappy, make them upset. Sometimes they call your parents in front of the other teachers. They ask your parents, why you, because of your action, why your parents should be coming to this school and waiting outside for more than 15-20 minutes because of you, because you've been in detention, because of your action. It's not only that you say, no, I'm not going to do so. It's not only that you become someone who is rebel. It's also your other actions. Yesterday night I saw one of the place here, our place, about 10 o'clock. So-called our youngsters at the age of 15, 14, 13. About 8, 9 of them outside in the corner talking. Someone was smoking. Their parents at home worrying about them. Very worried about their children. Whether their children is going to join with the drug dealers or with the bad companions. This is the worry of our parents inside. They are dying out of that pain. It's very core of their heart. And she sacrificed everything for you. Yet you are outside. And she's waiting, she's worrying. This is the worst type of the betrayal you are doing towards your parents. And this is the disobedience. And Allah says, Min akbar al-kabair. The worst and the major sin somebody can commit is disobeying towards your parents, making your parents upset. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, our messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, our love, our prophet, leaders of all prophets, chosen by Allah, especially elevated his position and respect and taken above the seventh heaven. And he saw the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beyond the 70 veils. That special prophet walking in the street of the Medina. And she saw, you know, when he was 6 years old, his mother Amina passed away. He saw the Halima as-Sa'diyya who used to breastfeed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for a very short time. One day he saw that lady was walking and he was on his camel with his companions. That man, the best man ever walked on the whole planet, came down from the camel, take his top clothes, push on the land, honoring and respecting to her and saying, please sit down. And he sit down on the dust. She is sitting on her, on his clothes. This is how honoring, because what? Only for some time she used to breastfeed our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَوَضَعَتْهُ كُرْهًا وَفِصَالُهُ 30 شهرا. By breastfeeding you, by taking you inside the womb for 30 months, she sacrificed. And then after then, she dedicated or she sacrificed the whole of the life in service of you. At the deep night, what you did? Do you remember? Because of you, she could not sleep properly. She could not sleep properly. At any time, this is what happened. But yet, we sometimes behave in a way. Inna lillah. We show the body language, our wings. We show in a way to our parents. Allah says opposite. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ. You lower the wing of your mercy. That means your wing, these two hands should be the holding or carrying the mercy and kind and love and affection towards your parents. But you are doing vice versa. You know the Sahabi, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, greatest Sahabi, student of beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, second Caliph, second head of the Muslim state. That Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, one day Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling him, Ya Umar ibn Khattab, there is a man who lives in Yemen. His name is Wais ibn Amir al-Qarni. له ولد له والدة هو بها بر لو أقسم على الله لأبر. He has a mother. He is very kind to his mother. So kind that his mother is so old at home, household, she cannot move herself alone. She cannot wash, she cannot cook. Everything who does is her son, Wais ibn Amir al-Qarni, including washing the households, clothes, feeding her, everything. That he was the contemporary of beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He could not come and see the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to be honorable by seeing him and by becoming the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, student of companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he cannot leave his mother alone at home. No one there to take care of his mother. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam about this story of the Wais ibn Amr al-Qarni. That Allah loved so much so that Allah raised his position and said, he is such a man, if he asks Allah for anything, Allah will respond without any delay. لو أقسم على الله لأبر. If he asks Allah by his name, his all dua supplication is guaranteed accepted by Allah. How he achieved? كان له والدة وبها بر. He has a mother, he used to be very kind to her. If your mother, your father, and you are so, and you do same behavior and kind to them, then your dua will be accepted also. Rasulullah said to the Umar, "Oh Umar, this Wais ibn Amr al-Qarni, when he comes to the Mecca in his lifetime, if you could see him and meet him, tell him, ask him, request him, oh Wais, can you ask Allah for Umar, so that Allah forgives the sins of the Umar, the student of the prophets. Student of the prophets asking Umar, Wais, who is the student of the companions. And one day, every year Umar goes to the Kaaba and he asks everybody, did you see anyone who came from the Yemen? His name is Wais ibn Amr al-Qarni. Did you see? Every year. One day he saw the Wais ibn Amr al-Qarni and said, Rasulullah asked me to ask you kindly, that if you can ask Allah, so that Allah can forgive the sins of my sins. So the Umar ibn Khattab, in presence of this Wais ibn Amr al-Qarni and the thousands of the pilgrims there, Wais ibn Amr al-Qarni raised his hands towards the heaven and asked Allah, oh Allah, forgive the sins of the Umar. And his sins has been forgiven. How he elevated, or how he achieved that position, because of being kind to his parents, and especially to his mother. One day, a story which is found in the Bukhari and Muslim, 3 men, young men, they are going through narrow country road. You know the narrow country road? They are going through, and it was dark and it was raining and thundering outside. And suddenly they wanted to take the shelter inside the cave. They went inside the cave. A huge rock came and stopped the door they entered into. And it's closed, they can't see, they now have even nothing outside. 3 of them was thinking, we have no other way today to get out of these problems except every one of us should think about the good deeds that we used to do and ask Allah through that good deeds so He can sort out these problems. One of them was saying, Inna li walidani shaykhani kabirani waliya sibyatun sigar. One of them was saying, oh Allah, I had my parents at their age of like 70, 80, very old age. And I had also my children, infants. I used to go and take the milk from the kettle. One day I was late and I came home. I saw my parents, they were sleeping. And my children, they are out of hunger. They are crying. Just they are crying beside my feet. I was waiting. I would not make my children drink before my parents. I never do it in my whole life. I give the priority of my parents over my children. Neither I cannot wake them up because that will disturb them. Because they are sleeping, I cannot disturb my parents. Now what about you, my dear brothers? When your parents are sleeping at home, they came from the job, from the work, they are so tired, and with the gaming machine or with other things, you are messing around, your brother and sister together fighting in the home, bending the door, shouting raising, waking them up. Do you consider yourself these actions make them upset and make them wake up, and that is burden for them, and hence Allah will be unhappy to you? Oh Allah, I see my children are crying, yet I cannot wake them up because that will disturb my parents in their deep sleeping. They are in comfort. Hatta tala al-fajr. I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and it became the fajr time. It became the sunrise. And then they wake up, then I fed them, then I fed my children. And in the meantime, they already slept. My children, out of hunger. Subhanallah. Nowadays, we don't take this lesson in our life. Nowadays, we see our children, our brothers and sisters, when they get married, when they have the children, they forget their parents. They give the priority towards their children. Forget their parents back home or somewhere else. Don't send money enough for their parents. Don't take care. Even some worst things that are happening in this society nowadays within the Muslims. We used to know the non-Muslim, they send their parents to the old homes. The Muslim, they started doing so. I personally saw in London, one of our brothers, he's in charge of a big, huge building. All Muslim, Bengali, old people living there, their children, they kick them out from the homes. They are living now. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi. This is how our Muslims, they are doing with their parents. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them a way out from these problems by dua of that person, by remembering his good deeds that he used to do, that giving the priority of his own father and mother over his children. There's another hadith, my dear brothers, beautiful hadith. His name Haritha ibn Nu'man, a great Sahabi. Rasulullah saw him in the paradise, that he was reciting Quran so beautifully. Then he came back and said, كَذَاكَ الْبِرْ كَذَاكَ الْبِرْ. Oh Haritha ibn Nu'man, how beautiful and high standard you achieved in the paradise because of you being kind to your parents. If you are kind and respectful to your parents, you can achieve so. The higher position in the paradise. A man killed a woman, murder. He came to the Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu. Imam Bukhari mentioned in the Adab al-Mufrad this story. He said, Ya Abdullah ibn Abbas, I committed a huge sin. فَهَلْ لِي مِن تَوْبَةٍ? Will Allah accept my repentance, tawbah? He asked the next question to Abdullah ibn Abbas. أَحَيٌّ وَالِدَاكَ? Is your parents alive still? He said, no. He said, تُبْ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَتَقَرَّبْ إِلَيْهِ مِنَ الْأَعْمَالِ الصَّالِحَاتِ مَا تُطِيقُ. Go repent to Allah and try to do varieties of the good deeds to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe Allah will forgive. Then he was going back and he came back again. He said, why you ask about my parents? He said, أَلَا لَا أَعْلَمُ أفضل الأعمال وأحب الأعمال وأقرب الأعمال إلى الله من بر الولد لوالدته. I don't know any good deeds which is most beloved and most close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than a person being kind to his own parents, respecting, obeying and listening to them. What our parents delight from us, that we recite regularly. My dear brothers, younger one, I mean you, that you recite Quran regularly, you pray Salah nicely, you memorize long surahs, you go home. I personally know, in my class, student memorized the Surah Al-Mulk. I know the happiness in the face of the parents. Memorize 50 hadiths. I see the happiness in the face of the parents. That will make your parents happy. Not by going outside and hanging up with your bad friends and evil friends there that take you away, snatch you from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. and throw you into the problems and difficulties. That will bring the worries to your parents. Being humble. When your parents are standing, don't sit down in front of them. Have this very simple respectness to your parents. We don't know these things, because we don't teach it in our children. You know the Sahabi Abdullah ibn Umar, son of the Umar ibn Khattab. One day he was sitting within the companions of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Great companions, and he was the youngest one in that gathering. Rasulullah was asking question to his companions. Inna min ash-shajari shajaratan mithluha kamathali al-Muslim. There's a tree. The example of that tree is like the example of a Muslim. Means the tree, in terms of giving benefit, is like the Muslim. He also gives the benefit to the society, to everybody. Muslim means somebody will get benefit out of him. So there's a tree as well. Everybody get the benefits out of that tree. Do you know what that tree? Abdullah ibn Umar ibn Khattab, he said, I used to know, but I see the elderly companions and students of the Prophet was sitting down. None of them was talking, so I kept quiet out of respect. Then Rasulullah said, here nakhlatu, this is the palm tree. But I didn't see, I knew it. Why I didn't see? Because out of respect. Very tiny issues. But you say how conscious people they are. Being humble to them. There is a hadith, my dear brothers, I will tell you here inshallah, that Sahabi Umar ibn Khattab, he said, لو ألنت لهم الكلام وأطعمتهم الطعام لتدخلون الجنة بسلام. If you had a soft and kind words to your parents, nice wording, beautiful, that will make their heart very happy. The dua they do always, ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. Oh our Lord, make our spouses and our children the cause of tranquility in our heart. When they see to you, they become so happy. Not you are someone whose face is like the rock star and all other things. Spiky hairs make them scared. You say the way you behave, the way you dress as well could affect in the heart of your parents. And you are dressing nicely and gently, that will bring the happiness. So many children, sometimes you see, we become jealous of seeing those kind of children. After the salah, reading Hisnul Muslim. Beautiful children, the children of the paradise. They make their parents happy. And you, outside, at deep night, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi. What do you have to do? There is a hadith Rasulullah said, Raghima anfu, Raghima anfu, Raghima anfu. May he be in destruction. May he be in destruction. May he be in destruction. Man adraka walidayhi ahadahuma aw kilahuma falam yadkhul al-jannah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi. The one who got his parents, one of them or both of them, at their age of elderly age, yet you did not able to serve them, help them, giving your helping hands, kind to them, then you did not enter paradise, so you are in a destruction. What does it mean? The very moral of this hadith is what? That if you find your parents at the age of 60, 70, 50, whatever, or one of them at least, it is the opportunity and the opportunity for you to enter paradise easily by serving them, by providing whatever they need. I remember, I cannot mention the details because people will be maybe exposed. An elderly man about the age of 80 told me personally that he told the friend of his time that can he bring a bottle of poison so we can drink and we'll die. How much pain the father had inside because he can say this. They tell my son to send a bottle of poison so we drink and we die. Because he doesn't take care of his parents. He doesn't give the money. And they're at the age of 18. This is a reality. And mashallah, the brother sometimes may be practicing Muslim, yet no bothering about the parents. Forget. The way you are behaving to your parents, same way your children will be behaving to you. No doubt about it, because one of the punishment, one of the sin, that punishment Allah bring in this planet and the next planet is being disobedient to the parents. You know, one of the righteous servant of Allah called Jurayj. He had a sawma, a very huge temple, like he used to worship there 24 hours. Extra voluntary worshiping. One day his mom came and said, Ya Jurayj. He was calling, oh Jurayj, come, I need help. He was praying nafal salah, extra salah. And he was in his salah saying, Salati wa ummi, my salah or my mother, which one I should give priority? He said, Salati, my salah. So he kept praying. Second day she came again she said, my prayer. Third day, he said, my prayer. He did not respond because he said, I'm with my Allah. It's virtuous act. Good things. What she called a dua against him. Allahumma la tumithu illa an turiyahu wujuha al-mumisat. Oh Allah, don't make him die. My son Jurayj, except he's been accused by a prostitute. Jurayj, in his town, a lady, she's a prostitute. She came one day and she proposed to him to do bad things with her. He denied. Of course, righteous men will deny this. He said, I fear Allah, I would not do it. Then she had anger inside and she used to do these bad things with another cattle boy, and then she became pregnant. And people asking, who is the father of this boy? She said, Jurayj. She was lying because she had anger